Yeah.
It's all right. We're back in. Oh, it's that Prestige Ari skin. She looks a little too champagne-y.
Champagne.
She's too shiny.
Too
Look at those
shiny.
tails. They're too shiny.
Beautiful. It's whatever gets you to play the game more, you know, Opal. If you're into
See,
Ari,
these players are just spoiled because they get like we have like
I get
competition
unlocked account?
Yeah, we have an
Yeah.
unlocked. They all get unlocked accounts, so they all like to use the Prestige. You know, we got a Prestige. I think that's Firecracker.
but did they
right there.
work for it? No.
No. How dare they?
Come on.
It's gonna be easier to get Prestige points though.
Put in the elbow
And-
grease to get it yourself.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe they do. We don't know. Maybe they do. These guys do play a lot of League of Legends.
They do play a lot of League of Legends. But yeah, it's easier to get Prestige stuff coming up here in the next event. So you guys can get some of these awesome skins, which will be pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It's going to be Penguin starting up toward the blue, as well as both junglers on the blue. So we might see a little bit of that vertical jungle. We'll see, though. The Theris going to get pushed in here for the first bit.
So we've been seeing a pretty growing trend on a lot of teams running the triple teleport once again. So it kind of fell out of relevancy for a little bit as teams were getting adjusted to some of the teleport nerfs that were coming their way. But now that it's been a little bit more obvious, teams have had time to get accustomed to it. It's coming back in. It's a more pronounced, once again, seeing triple teleport. Whereas on the side of AG, look at what they have to respect. They have to deal with the Lee Sin, they have to deal with the Sandra, with the Galio. Look what they're running. It's double cleanse. Both mid laner and AD carry on the side of AG are running that cleanser.
Well, especially going into a lane with a Galio as an ADC, you just have to go cleanse.
Exactly.
You get caught by the taunt, it's pretty much over. That or you're going to have to be forced back into lane. Same thing, though, onto the Kai'Sa, and that's why you're seeing the teleport come out from the ADCs, especially when you have an all-in support like a Nautilus, where if you're within range to get killed, you might as well just head on back to the base. Let's take a look up here to our top lane. You got Creative getting a decent amount of damage there on the Jace.
Yeah,
Looks
pretty.
like we got a quick
trade.
pause.
Pretty good trade coming in from Creative up on the top side. Again, we are seeing that Conqueror being run on the Jace. We're not seeing Aerie as the keystone of choice in a lot of these games right now. Seeing a bit of a shift in the game meta. Both junglers actually very much in sync in terms of pace right now. Both of them having cleared the same number of camps. Basically did the same thing just on mirroring sides. We'll look to see if there's any kind of development or any differences coming our way from the junglers. Because as I said, you know, some of these matchups very straightforward to see.
Oh, down this bot lane. Condemn's going to come out. Leo, though, is nearby. It's going to force out the flash from both members. Scalio having to blow it. Scarlet has to do it to get out of the range of Leo's flag. Dragnilo mid lane. Atheris almost getting this Ahri down into kill range. Yume's got to be a little bit careful here. Corrupting Pot is ticking. But Atheris with Penguin. That's Ring of Frost. Going to connect over there. Oh, no! Not going to happen, though. It is still going to be First Blood going on over to Lissandra.
Correct play coming in for Lissandra. Atheris played that incredibly well. She knew exactly what she needed to do. That was a total misplay on the side of Yume. Why are you trying to stay? Why are you trying to be greedy? Just gotta back off. The lane matchup is simple. You push the wave, you don't take too much harass. That's your job here. If you're gonna die going into a matchup up against Lissandra, then there's gonna be a problem because Lissandra is only gonna get stronger, whereas Ahri is only gonna get weaker.
Let's take another look here. It was a messy one, but they still get it.
Yeah, I'm not going to fault Penguin too much for missing the Sonic Resonance. It was in between the creep whiff, so he had to fire it in a way that didn't get onto the minion first. But it was slightly mistimed for having that come through. So the fact that that happened the way it did, not the worst thing that happens for IMP, but still a little bit sloppy. Something to work on coming through, but nice kill overall.
Yeah, so First Blood does go on over to Impunity. Nice way to start this off. Again, Impunity needing every win tonight to ensure that they will be at least playing for a tiebreaker.
Oh, come on. What's going on top side?
Creative. That's still a rough time. It's that base damage on the Scion.
Exactly.
It's a lot, especially if you're on a squishy like a Jace early. He doesn't get too tanky until you get like maybe that Black Cleaver or something along Death's Dance so you can actually heal some of that damage back.
I mean, he's tanky, but he's basically playing in melee range, and that's a little bit suspect.
Okay, so Leo's trying to make his way down here. He is spot out by a ward. This is also Impunity getting pushed down underneath their tower, so they'll just let this continue to push and then freeze for a little bit.
They might actually try and bait things out if possible here.
Oh, Leo's trying. Merv, you knew someone was there. The double taunt's going to land. That Galio, though, main target. Is he going to go on down? There's the kill going on to Vassell. Nicely done. Teleport is there from Atheris. Looking to get in range. Not enough just yet. Ring of Frost is available. Is going to connect, but the Nautilus able to Spider-Man back to safety underneath the tower.
Slightly mistimed there. Smurf went in too early. Penguin wasn't able to join the fight. Able to get that. I think that they could have actually seen that play a little bit better. I think that the Kaisa probably could have tried to perhaps use a W to try and set things up a little bit earlier and before the Galio had to try and sacrifice his life to get that initial play.
Penguin just feels that breeze come right beside him. That, little bit of a spook there.
Yeah. That's a scary breeze, Opal. I'm not sure what kind of breezes you have in Canada. Oh, well, no, sorry.
Yeah, I'm about to say, actually, our cold breeze is actually kind of lethal in some places.
Like,
Thank
you cut skin, right? Like, you have, like, the little, like
it actually, it hurts.
Okay.
The wind chill in Canada is not fun. Wind chill anywhere is not great. But, like, Canada, especially our winter, was really bad.
All right, so forget everything I said, because the breeze that you guys have are definitely comparable to what Ari's throwing out right now.
I don't know if it has orbs of energy in our breeze.
I mean, Ari has only has a lost chapter right now. It's not even. I'm not even.
So she's throwing books at people.
Yeah.
All right.
it's like.
I've always wondered.
One page of a book.
You know, like the lost chapters or the Morello.
Yeah.
You know, do they just like have energy imbued in them? Or for magic damage, is it just a physical attack, but we call it magic, where they just throw a book at you? Same with like the Void Staff, where we just whack people with staffs. The Wizard Hat, it's actually just like, it's what's that Bond villain?
The Bond villain
that has the hat.
I have no clue.
Odd Job. Pretty sure that's one. He has a hat he like throws.
See, I always figured that it was just like magic imbued everything. You just kind of like, you just kind of walk off the book.
Just you wish.
Yeah, you wish. Just like
you just give him a quick slap and
you
walk
away.
Oh boy.
But I don't think that's what is happening in this game. I think this game is turning out to be a little bit more than that.
Hey, taunt's gonna land there. Yume's coming over toward the side. Gets the charm. Doesn't matter though. Theris is nearby, and that's gonna be the Nautilus fall in there once again. Getting pretty low in that first rotation down bot lane. This time was not able to escape. The Dragon Kick came out from Penguin. Got him over in range of the Lissandra. Nice roam also from that Galio, so they're able to pick up yet again another kill with a 1,000 gold lead now for Impunity.
Level 6 mark going to be a nice one for Impunity. They start picking up a number of the very strong ultimates. You have the Heroic Entrance, you have Dragon's Rage, you have the Frozen Tomb. All those things are going to be very essential in helping them win out this mid game. Whereas on the AG side, the Ahri versus Lissandra matchup goes pretty decently in their favor. Oh my goodness, what's happening topside?
Yeah, Creative can get a decent amount of damage here. Is he going to be in range of another auto attack? Doesn't use the flash. That's going to be the flash burned by Tuzi on the Scion. Nice job there by Creative. You mentioned, he wants to get, he's playing in melee range, and that can be a little deadly. Well, if he all-ins.
That's true.
And then goes into range for him, there you go.
If you kill them in melee range, you can play melee range all you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put that whole asterisk there. Don't play melee range unless you kill them, or unless you almost kill them, like what just happened there. Tuzi, that was a little bit misplayed, I think. In another matchup, he would have died in Jace's hand, in another Jace's hands. One who is, they're definitely gonna face if they end up going to further levels of competition, into the national minors, into the majors. If they play it out there, the players in that will punish you for making a mistake like holding on to your flash for too long. You think Shinseik, guys, Jace would let you live there? No. He would have died to get that kill.
Would have dove underneath that turret.
He would have
Gold's gold.
He would have ran underneath both turrets if it meant he could get a kill on you. That's the kind of player he is. But that's the kind of player they're going to end up facing if they make it into the national minors. So not too bad right now. Tuzi doesn't die, so won't harp on this for too long. but it is something to watch out for. Jace is now facing quite the power spike up against a Scion who doesn't have too many components.
Oh, Yume gonna get Ring of Frost there coming out from Theris. Frozen Tomb is available. Just trying to get some more damage there. Yume's gonna try and get back with the Orb of Deception. Still waiting for it. Penguin's nearby, is caught out by a ward though, so Yume knows exactly where this Lee Sin is. Leo's also nearby, waiting in the wings. Gonna side elsewhere. Athena actually here. They've gotten themselves a lot of control wards down in that river. They got 4 actually coming out already from their team, so they're already trying to locate. Penguin's on the other side of this.
Very good vision control on the side of IMP, but the fight mid lane.
Ring of Frost was able to connect. Penguin, he's caught within. Cataclysm comes out. Yume's going to dash on forward, and that's going to be the kill picked up. Now Smurf comes on over. Jace going to rejoin here. Creative taking some damage, but they're going to back off. Scion was waiting in the wings, but did not have the ultimate available to go for the fight.
I mean, that's kind of a trade-off. He used the ultimate to get back into the lane, so Scion doesn't have it to try and join into that mid lane fight. Could have probably... So that's the thing. You save teleport, but you're not going to use teleport to get into the fights, then what are you saving it for?
Creative going to go ahead and soak up some of this experience for Yume. The top lane is yet to be pushed in fully here on the side of Tuzi. Will finally hit its mark here, so that's going to likely be the teleport maybe coming out from Creative, so he doesn't lose out on any of that farm. Still sitting about 15 CS up.
Demolish buff. Let's go!
Boom!
Oh,
160 gold.
Look at
Easy.
All that money.
What else could you ask for? That was a satisfying amount of CS that was just taken there by Creative. Nicely done. So it's 20 CS ahead of Tuzi. They're building that Black Cleaver.
Yeah, we also saw, you were saying Creative picked up that mid lane farm, gets a little bit more EXP in place of Yuumi. Oh my goodness, bot side, fight again. That's
going to be the ultimate's blown, but here comes the teleport in response. Going to turn into a 4v4. Charm's going to land. Lissandra take it down quite low. Penguin's going to get flag drag, able to get back towards safety. Lee Sin jumps on in, needs to get the kick. Doesn't have it in time, but they're going to still go in for this dive. How much are they going to actually be able to get at this point? Killer Instinct underneath the tower, and the Acathian Rain going to help secure the kills. And Impunity. That was disgusting.
They knew Jason had the teleport, so they put their play down bot side. Now they're going to find themselves 4 kills. And this bot lane turret very quickly as well.
Nicely done there. You saw the health bars just withering away on the side of Athenia. It looked like Impunity weren't going to be able to pick up those kills, but luckily Scarlet had the Killer Instinct still available. Just got out of range 2 of that tower. And that all in for Impunity. That's concerning now for Athena.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of gold that just got surged on over, too. That's a 2,500 gold lead. You got 3 kills on Lissandra, 3 assists. You're going to have a Kaisa that's going to be feeling pretty happy, too. Penguin gets up here in time to prevent Creative from getting the tower as well.
I mean,
Nicely done.
That wasn't something that Athena wanted. They looked at the fight and they thought that they couldn't win that. But Cataclysm wasn't up on the Jarvan, wasn't able to find enough damage in that bot lane fight. They expended a decent amount onto the Galio to start things off, but the double teleport coming in from IMP was a little bit staggered. But they managed to use the teleports effectively down to the bot side. Gets those kills. A lot of CC stacking available as well. That's kind of what you expect with the IMP composition. This is what they're looking to try and do. They out-rotate you, they have more mobility. You set the Lissandra in the mid lane because she's able to wave clear out against her opponents. The Ahri is supposed to follow a similar principle, which is why you can see the Ahri go down to the bot side in the first place. But with teleport, Lissandra can match those rotations. They have to play around this lacking teleport window that IMP have right now. AG, this is their chance.
See here, Scarlet, Hita. Hype. I see the double pickaxe build coming on through. Went for the Acathian Raid upgrade immediately. Finished that Infinity Edge right away. So that's going to be the first item for this Kaisa. You also got Lune's Echo now completed for Atheris. And while on the side of AG, you do have a Black Cleaver online here for Creative on the Jace. Still waiting for a couple more hundreds of gold for Yume on the Ahri until you get that Lunes. Fork is completed too. Yume's got to be a little careful here. That's going to force the ult.
Yeah, Spirit Rush, quite the critical ultimate, isn't on too long of a cooldown, so it will be back up. And the next time they have to try and contest something. But the work being said, I actually went to go check on the Kai'Sa builds. A lot of players still like to prioritize that Storm Razor. And I couldn't find a reason why. I was trying to look back at, I was trying to look over, I was trying to look for any resources as to why people are still building Storm Razor for his item. I couldn't find it. It is still the majority build when you look at things like pro builds. Players just like to build Storm Razor.
Again, it's mainly in Korea they like to go for this double pickaxe. So
yeah.
Other regions are still a little behind. I think EU also does it from time to time.
So I'm curious as to whether it is a stylistic choice. Do they prefer the kind of stats that the Storm Razor gives, and does it empower them in some way, or is it just because
Infinity Edge always just doesn't feel great until you have another.
That's true.
Until you have a seal item.
Or is it just because, you know, they're a little bit slow to pick up, that there is something better in the end, and they can pick up instead?
Here's the get pushed in there. So going back to lane. Athenia still pushing up toward this top lane. They should be able to get this tower. Smurf going pretty aggressive here. Doesn't have the taunt available, and that CC chain. That Galio's just going to get stricken down. And that's a little bit of a misplay there you can't be making here on the side of Impunity.
Absolutely agree with you there, Opal. Not sure what the intention was for the Galio there. Just going to end up getting caught out. That's a free kill over the Impunity. He was trying to hold on to the Altier turret, but at what cost? It's going to go down. You don't have the rest of your team in position to try and contest for it. Makes sense to just give it up at that point. Meanwhile, we can just watch this Ahri and Lissandra, the trading balance in the mid lane. The Ahri comes back to the lane, pushes it out. Lissandra comes back to the lane, pushes it out. Ahri is... positioning's a little bit strange right now. Why would you position in between the minions when you know Lissandra wants to push out the wave? You just walk to the side, toss out the Q, get the... You know, that's the thing, right? It's a simple procedure. You go into the side, and you toss out your orb, and then it comes back, and then you push out the wave. And if Lissandra prioritizes you, then she's not pushing the wave. In which case, you're winning, because that's what your win condition is. You push out the wave and contain Lissandra at mid.
Well, we got ourselves the Rift Herald going to be popped here by Impunity. Get themselves this first tier tower, at least some decent damage on it. Try and get some more autos in. That should be enough to take it on down. So it's going to break open the midsection of the map. Creative joins in, but it's just a little late. Didn't have the teleport available to possibly go for a play. Athenia end up now losing a decent amount of map pressure here in this mid lane. Lots of wards now coming out for Impunity as well, trying to cover some flanks that Athenia might be going for. How does Athenia look to respond here? Because it does feel like Impunity are starting to move their ward coverage where they want to. They're starting to push up in this lane. Now they finally have the mid lane. They can start working with the rest of the map.
Good use of the Rift Herald in the mid lane. That gives them that little bit of time to just reset. You can see that the majority of the members on the side of IMP recalled at that point. It went back. Look at the number of control walls they have in the inventory. They're going to be able to use those to establish control around the next objective coming up in the map. Whether that's going to be the next dragon that comes to life, or if it's going to be another turret that they're going to try and look to siege up on. Multiple options for them to try and work with right now. Curious as to what they decide is going to be worth their time.
A little bit of cheeky steal there on the Raptor. Still there on the side of Scarlet. Was able to pick up that extra gold. Starting to work their way up to what looks like to be the Rage Blade. Mount Drake here is looking to be started by Athenia. They already had the Cloud Drake earlier. Teleport is coming in, though. Tuzi does have the ultimate available and wants to use this to try and get in. You're going to go ahead and knock right immediately onto the Nautilus. That's going to be 1,000 health onto the Dragon, but that's no longer the tower because guess what? The rest of the team is piling on in. Galio ultimate going to come on down. And Impunity are able to find themselves 2 kills. Are they going to get any more? Penguin jumps on in. Doesn't have the Dragon kit available anymore. Resonating Strike did connect. They're going to keep on chasing. Winds of War coming out, trying to chase down this Vayne. That's not going to be enough. The Vayne is still alive. They look to kite as far as possible. Creative gets to safety. In the end, it's going to be a 3-for-1 for Impunity. They're going to continue on that Mount Drake.
A very close fight coming in for Impunity. That could have gone either way. The fact that AG were a little bit indecisive as to whether they wanted to finish the Dragon or if they want to go in for the fight, saw that the Javan delayed his entry. He went into the Flag and Drag, got, what, 3-4 members in the back line, sets up the Cataclysm for the Ahri as well. But you're running with an Ahri right now who doesn't have the kind of damage that she wants. If this was another mid laning champion, that had a little bit more priority, a little bit more power in those fights, I think it would have been a very different story. So going in with this champion pick, I think it can be said this is kind of the reason why teams don't really prioritize Ahri as a choice. It has its strengths at the end there. It was just barely lacking the firepower to really kill off members of IMP.
Unity still at a 2,500 gold lead. Get themselves an extra couple of kills, and they get that Mound Drake too. It's going to help them later on into the game when they want to take these other objectives. Still lots of towers on the map for both of these teams. 9-5. We'll start seeing the rest of those items come in. Rage Blades completed by Scarlet. Start seeing maybe a Zeal item, the Runan, something along those lines to help apply those plasma stacks. Meanwhile, Loon's Echo finally completed there by Yum. That's actually a Bork Jace coming out here too. Right?
Yeah.
Bork change up.
It's a bit of a change, but
usually we see like a Death Dance or something if they want to go hyper aggressive.
Yeah, Death Dance has its upsides. If you're going against the Scion specifically, it can work pretty well. But going in for the Blood of the Rune King, I think works even better if you're trying to go in for that shred against the Scion. We're just going to pick up a lot of tank stats right quickly, even if it's up against the Galio. Blood of the Rune King, not all that surprising. Just going to be a change up for the Lethality build, I think. Yeah, you can see, this is the strength of that Blood of the Rune King.
And he's able to get every one of those ticks in. Oh, Killer Instinct coming out here. Yum's going to be forced to use the Spirit Rush. And Ahri has to back off. Again, ult's not going to be up if a fight were to break out.
Does treat the ultimate on both sides, so at least that Scarlet Petal slightly less mobile in the next fight. We saw how having his ultimate there was quite useful for the Kai'Sa to reposition when the Javelin was supposed to have got the catch. Meanwhile, IMP looked to try and start up this Baron. 2 members into this. AG.
They know this is happening here on AG.
Timing.
They got the wards down. Still, it looks like they're just trying to force that teleport, and now with the 2 additional teleports here on the side of Impunity, they can look to try and split push on the other side of the map, and now it's in Athenia's court. How do they respond here? Because now they don't have that pressure from Creative. He had to use it to answer for the Baron call.
Yeah, without the teleport, it makes things difficult. He's not going to be able to just split push. So I want to see them actually try and use the manpower that they have in hand right now. Instead, they're going to put Jace up to the top side once again. Not going to be establishing too much control around it. What is going on? What?
Okay.
What?
Thistle just a little too far forward. Oh, Seeker not going to connect there from Scarlet. That does force the teleport out of the Kai'Sa too. Bit of a weird one. Everyone kind of resets. They say, don't worry about it. Forget what we just did. Don't worry about it.
A little bit of a law of miscommunication. But that... See, that's kind of the problem. You know, when you're supposed to invest all your team, your power, in a specific moment, right? That was the point where if they went in, they would have been able to get a little bit more. But because they had diverted their power into multiple avenues, up to the top side, or in the mid lane, and even in the mid lane, the Nautilus was by himself, went in for the dredge line, was pretty decent. But you have to remember, it's the Lissandra we're talking about. If you had got a catch under the Zoe, I would be applauding you. I'd say, yeah, that was a great catch. But you're down by yourself with the Lissandra, who basically got a catch onto you. And they were so close to getting a free kill.
Still trying here. Seeker's going to connect onto Leo. He backs off, though. Athenia trying to position themselves into this mid lane. All 5 members from both squads. Just trying to scout each other out. See whether or not they want to pull this trigger. Oh, here we go. That choke point's a bit of an awkward one. You got the hammer coming out from Creative, but he's getting just taken down immediately. Goes extremely low. Scarlet's going to kind of kill. And nice job coming out for Impunity. Simple execution. Charm's going to land, though. Ares takes a lot of damage. That's going to be stopwatch coming out. Maybe they're going to go on in, and that's a Killer Instinct. They just follow on through. One more auto will do it, but Yum's going to get to safety. Impunity turn around, start focusing toward the tower, and now going to start making their way to the Baron.
Great play to catch off the Jace on the side of AG. Very strong engagement of Scion, and that's the kind of power that Scion brings to the table. That's the reason why the Jace needs to be strong enough to divert attention away from the team. If IMP have to respond to a split pushing Jace at every point of the game, the Sion can't just easily rotate over. You are okay with losing 1 or 2 members in the mid lane if it means that your Jace is in that side lane killing off those turrets. Instead, what happens is the Jace gets caught off very quickly. That is your major damage source. Your Vayne still hasn't reached that point where she's able to hard carry these team fights. And the Ahri is kind of irrelevant right now. Hasn't had the most amount of impact. 2,000 gold down from a counterpart. Same position for Vayne, but at least with the Vayne's 2 items, she's starting to see a little bit more power. She's going to be able to do more damage onto the targets that she needs to kill off. Whereas the Ahri, she's trying to look for these perfect windows, which she's not going to find. Not with the power, well, with the strength that she has right now.
That's going to be Baron buff. They also got themselves a second tier tower in mid lane. Athenia was able to trade back the Cloud Dragon. For Impunity now, what can they do here on this map? They have that 6,000 gold lead, 13-5. Got themselves positioned for a push here and toward the bot lane. Seeker's going to come out, just tags the Nautilus. Shock Blast not going to connect there. This push is pretty heavy here. That's going to be the back coming out from Yume, so the Ahri's not going to be here for this fight. That just allows them to get damage here onto the siege. Feel a little cautious here. They don't want to pull the trigger, don't want to go for a risky dive. They know they have this advantage, and they're going to wait this one out. Second push is going to crash in on this tower.
Not all too bad for AG. They can just try and stall this out for as long as possible. Try and delay the Baron buff. What?
Leo's just going to jump in onto Scarlet, use of the Cataclysm. Sure, that's going to force the Killer Instinct, but that Kaisa is still very healthy. Penguin coming in with the kick. Going to finish off the Jarvan, and now the Lissandra from the side just jumping on in. Frozen Tomb going to lock him down. Galio ultimate going to make sure as they continue in on this push, that is going to be a dive coming out, and Theris just somehow survives. In the end, it's a 1 for 4, and Yume on this Ahri, sure, you could stay safe, but your base, your team, is in shambles.
I mean, I was just about to say, AG made the right call. They were holding out in the bot lane, trying to delay as long as possible against this Baron buff push. You have the Jace, you have the Jarvan, they have physical damage against the Baron minions, which means you can clear them out easily. Instead, they go in, take a fight they don't have to, end up losing it because they're not at that power spike yet. I don't know what that was.
It was a bold call here coming out from Athena. Fortunately, it does not work out, so Impunity are going to sell this gold lead. Now they're up 9,000, going back to the base to spend some of the gold that they got themselves. Almost a GA completed here for Scarlet. They also got that Rune Ends before that fight even broke out. Black Cleaver completed on the Lee Sin as well. You got what we saw, Zhonya's as well for the Lissandra. It's not looking pretty here on the side of Athenia. Now they have to hold out on their base. Sure, Creative's in that split lane, but it's all these team fights, and that Sion's just doing a lot more work.
Yeah, I mean, Athena look fine when they're trying to hold out against the push. They know how to manage the waves in ways that help them stay safe while clearing them out. And that's what they need to work with. Work with what you're good at. What you're not good at right now is trying to force an engage when your Jace can't join into the fight reliably, your Vayne can't join into the fight reliably, your Ahri can't join into the fight reliably.
Second tier tower, and there we go. Pain Train's going to pull in into the station. Decimating Axe going to come on down. They get the damage. Sure, you got a Cataclysm, but what can you do at this point? That's going to be a triple kill for Scarlet. And Killer Instinct out to the back line and gets the Quadra, make it a Penta as Impunity look to secure the game.
Pentakill for Scarlet Battle coming in the final fight to end things off. And IMP looking for the win 29 minutes in.
And that was clean. There was no chasing of kills. They just jump in. Runan stacks on the plasma. They're even going to go ahead and teleport into the fountain. Stopwatch is being used. Impunity take the match 22-7.
That was a good game coming in for Impunity. They went in. They had control of the game the entire time. The lanes that were supposed to win won. The lanes that were, supposed to hold on, held on. And I think that Impunity actually managed to play that out pretty well. They managed to take the win against AG in quite a convincing fashion. That's another pentakill for another ADC.
Well, it's the pentakills on the ADCs. What do you expect, Brandon?
The last time was on the Vayne.
Excuse me, they're greedy.
That's
They're
Kai'Sa.
greedy KDA players.
I
That's
like to play ADC. What are you trying to say?
I'm an ADC main.
All right,
I think our entire broadcast team is ADC.
Yeah, actually,
by the
it's
way.
me, you, Fish are all ADC mates, huh?
But still,
Not bad.
again, nicely done there. I think it really all started when it came to that bot lane 5-person dive
Yeah.
just to get the first tower. I think that was just, they saw Impunity try it then. They're like, oh, this worked at level 6. This can keep working. We'll just keep diving. Doesn't really matter. You have a Scion that's going to tank up all this damage. You have Lissandra that's there to reset the tower aggro.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I know we harped on the Ahri quite a bit, but it just felt like it didn't do anything.
It really, at the end fight, I'm going to say as well, when the Ahri tossed out the charm or longing orb, I felt like at that point it was the green light, the sign to go in, because there was nothing to stop him. There was no immediate crowd control that was going to be able to prevent the Scion from being that nuisance. And you can see exactly that. I felt like at that final fight, the Ahri really didn't have much direction. She didn't have enough damage to be a threat to the back line. She didn't have enough peel to be a threat to the front line, and she wasn't enough of a she was enough of a priority target that the rest of the team had to keep the Ahri alive, which meant that the rest of the team was just dying off. I think it's a problem. If you draft Ahri, you have to understand the reasons why you're going the Ahri. Let's take a quick look at this end fight again.
Yeah,
so the Ahri, look at this entire time, doesn't have a charm, so she's not going to be useful until the very end, and she just ends up having to fight back because she doesn't have enough priority at any parts of this. There we go. And then the Vayne just becomes the next immediate target because there isn't enough reason to try and prioritize anything else otherwise. And then just a nice little last auto attack.
Just the last auto attack, but again, well earned there from the team. And I think also a big one there too. We saw the cleanse come out from the Ahri, but it ended up cleansing when the taunt was done.
I think it cleanses slow too. So I'm gonna say it lets
slow,
you
but still
reposition.
But still, even at that kind of fight, there's so much CC that one cleanse isn't gonna do enough.
Yeah, the cleanse was an early option. It needed to be used more proactively in the early phases of the game to make it viable. Going into this, perhaps could have gone into turmoil that might have made things a little bit different. But ultimately, I just felt like IMP had a good game. They understood the strengths and weaknesses of the composition. They went in. They really managed to punish Athena Gaming. And they managed to take themselves the first win of tonight.
Yeah, so Impunity is going to go ahead. That's the very much needed win. We'll have to check in with Reigning Jelly Bears and see how they're doing against Hybrid Core. Again, they also were the ones that brought out the Mundo. It was confirmed.
No.
It was confirmed.
Why would they do this?
They just, they just want to go ahead. They want to be sure that it can be done. They're bringing it out for finals. They're showing us a preview, Brandon.
My goodness. No, I can't say this because if I say this, it will affect the nature of it. All right, so I'm just gonna say that Mundo Aspic, it got a little bit of a buff, but
just a little bit of buff.
It's budget Scion. That's what it is. It has a similar structure to what Scion has. Think about it. His Q is basically Scion E. Right? His W is basically Scion W, but without a shield.
Is it Scion E? I don't.
It's like Scion E. It's just that it does more damage.
I don't think
it does percent health damage, so it does more damage.
Let's take a look at the damage charts from the last game. Impunity taking the win there, 22-7. Again, pretty standard. Nothing really out of the question here. I think actually a big one here for Athena. We didn't even get to talk about this too much. Was kind of that Jarvan. It wasn't too prevalent on the map either from Leo. He tried to make stuff happen. It felt like Impunity were always being proactive. And for the side of Athena, you have a Jarvan. You want to be the ones making those proactive plays. You want to go for those proactive ganks. You can't be reactive all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, Scarlet going to go ahead take home our MVP, obviously. Pentakill at the end. Also a 17 KDA. Played pretty well throughout the rest of the game as well.
I mean, the Jarvan pickup, it made sense on paper. It had its strengths, but it did have a few problems. It wasn't able to find those engages. As you mentioned, I mean, just going into it, if you looked at the team fights, if you look at the replays again, I'm sure we'll find moments where you're like, yeah, Jarvan can look for a fight here, but is it worth it? And oftentimes he goes in for those fights. We saw he managed to force an engage down bot lane when the tier 2 turret in the bot lane was being threatened. They went in, forced an engage. In the end, they get wiped out, even though it's a 4v5. So, I mean, at that point, it didn't look like the Jarvan had much else you could do.
Yeah. Not a whole lot you can do. You can try and lay down some cataclysms, try and lock down some priority targets, but just didn't end up happening. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, though, it's going to be our second match of the night. SVR taking on Dog. Who's going to win? You'll have to stay tuned to find out.